take numero 9. Took me a second to remember my old high school Spanish. My gosh, where's my mind? Deep breath. Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Amy and this is yoga. So for those of you just joining into this channel, we mainly focus on vinyasa flow, which is of course what we're going to do today. So let's go ahead and first get started by just taking a nice simple seated cross-legged position towards the center of the mat. Shoulders stacked over the hips, palms up, index finger to thumb. Soften your eyes and hinge your jaw. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up. See if you can start to look up slightly. And exhale, release your arms down, fingertips grazing the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release your arms down. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold over your seated cross-legged position. Of course, taking your hands only as far forward as your body will allow you to go. Do not force it. Take deep breaths, hinging at the hips. Inhale, walk your hands in, reach your arms up, and exhale, again, release the arms down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold over your seated cross-legged position. Again, taking your hands as far forward as your body will allow you. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Incidentally, if you have to inhale and exhale through your mouth, you may certainly feel free to do so here. The main purpose is just to get lots of oxygen flowing, helping the mind center and focus. Inhale, walk your hands in. Again, reach your arms up. Exhale, release your arms down. One more time. Inhale, reach. And again, exhale, fold. Inhale, walk your hands in and begin to come to all fours. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Starting from a neutral spine, inhale, come to cow, gentle back bend. See if you can look up slightly. And exhale, round through to cat, tucking in the tailbone. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale. And exhale. Continue to move through those asanas, cat and cow, working with your breath. And if you'd like to hold one asana a little bit longer than the other, of course, you may certainly feel free to do so. Inhale to neutral spine and exhale, take your hips back to your heels. And for today, let's go ahead and stack the hands and take the elbows wide towards the edges of the mat, resting the brow on top of those hands. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Inhale. Come all the way up to a seated position. Shoulders stacked over your hips. Reach your arms up. Exhale. Go ahead and turn over to your right. And I apologize ahead of time, you guys. As we go along, I might cough or sneeze. The allergies are such this year that the allergy medicine isn't really fully cutting it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can turn to the right just a little bit more. Inhale, center, and exhale, turn to your left. Breathing deeply. Inhale, center, and keeping your arms by your side as you exhale, fold forward, allowing your shoulders to release downward. So you should feel a little bit of a relief into the upper and lower back. And depending on if you have any sinus pressure at all, resting on your brow might add a little bit more pressure. Again, if you need to inhale through your mouth and exhale through your mouth, you can. And for today, we're going to start to make our way into rabbit pose. Inhale, begin to lift the hips, and with your chin tucked towards your chest, begin to roll onto the crown of your head. Arms remain by your side for now. So you should feel that pressure into the crown of your head, and you should feel like your scapula or shoulder blades are fanning open significantly. Inhale, exhale, sit back on your heels. Inhale, all the way up to sitting, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, all fours. And exhale, curl your toes under, knees and hips come up to downward facing dog. Now in downward facing dog, you do not have to have your legs fully extended. I do, however, want you to try to keep your spine nice and long. Inhale, exhale, really stretch into that upper back. Inhale, exhale, take your knees back to the mat. Take the hips back to your heels, hands stacked, elbows wide, into a modified child's rest. Breathing deeply, or as deeply as you possibly can. Inhale, exhale, push up. Taking the shoulders back over the hips. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, again, turn to the right. See if you can look a little bit further over that right shoulder. Inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, turn over to the left, breathing deeply. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, lower those arms down and fold forward for 5 breaths. And again, with your chin tucked towards your chest, inhale, lift the hips, rolling on to the crown of your head. See if you can lift the hips a little bit higher this time while still keeping your hands down towards the heels. Press through the hands as you lift up through the hips. Inhale, exhale, sit back on your heels. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog, and again, walk the dog. Inhale, hold, and again, exhale, knees to the mat. Hips go back to the heels, hands stacked, returning to that child's rest. Now we're going to go a little bit more into a counter pose. So start to lift your gaze towards the top of the mat. And a couple of different options for your hands. Either place your hands on your temples, the fingertips kind of driving into the temples slightly. Or you could cup your jaw into your hands if that's comfortable for you. Or you could take your fingertips around your eyes so that you're pressing fingertips just above your brow and your thumbs are towards your nasal folds into your cheeks. And you're going to press and hold here. Let's remain for about 5 breaths. Again, we're inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. See if you can begin to lengthen into the front of your neck a little bit more. See if you can draw the hips further back, adjusting as you go through your breathing. Seven more breaths. So for those of you who do struggle with seasonal allergies, this is really great for helping to release sinus pressure. It doesn't feel comfortable in the moment per se, but go ahead and start to take your hands away from your face and rest them on the mat. Now you might feel that immediate decrease of pressure. Essentially what we're doing is we're just creating more blood flow to the area. And of course, as many of us know, the more blood flow you can get to that part of your body, the faster you can heal, because we're getting more oxygen to that area. We're helping those white blood cells carry to the area so that we can heal faster. Does it feel like you released your sinus a little bit more? I hope it does. I know it's starting to kind of help me a little bit here. Inhale. Exhale. Now go ahead and take your index finger and your middle finger and press into the center of your brow. So if you have a widow's peak like I do, that little kind of line that goes up on either side of your forehead, I want you to find that spot where it ends just above your eyebrow and start to press. It'll feel like an aching sensation. Hold here for about 5 breaths. Try to do complete inhalations through your nose as best you possibly can. 2 more breaths. And release and switch sides. Finding that spot. And oh, there it is. You'll feel that kind of nerve pain and breathe. 5 breaths. Bear with me, you guys. Some forms of pain are actually good for you. 3 more breaths. And go ahead and release and soften your eyes. Check in with how you're feeling. Go ahead and allow your head to drop down now, bringing some relief into the back of the neck and into the shoulders. I want you to sink the shoulder blades downward. From here, taking your head into the mat, inhale, lift the hips, rolling again onto the crown of your head. Now we're going to take the arms back. See if you can curl the toes under. See if you can wrap your fingertips around your heels, going all the way into rabbit. Try to keep the shoulders down, driving the shoulder blades down, down, down with every breath. 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, sit back. Inhale all the way up, reach up. And exhale, turn to your right. And again, check in with how you're feeling. Are you able to inhale through your nose a little bit more easily? Does it feel like sinus pressure or even your headache kind of went away ever so slightly? Inhale, arms up. Exhale and switch sides. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, take those arms down now so that your fingertips and or palms of your hands are flat into the mat. Or if you need to keep your fingers curled under like a fist, you can here as well. Be careful. I want you to make sure that you're maintaining a micro bend to your elbows. Now, you could either keep your sit bones into your heels, which is often how I practice this following posture, or you could choose to kind of sit between your legs slightly as if you're starting to go into hero's pose. So we're going to focus on lion's roar. So you're going to inhale and you're going to open your mouth wide as you can without causing any jaw pain. And as you exhale, I want you to force the breath out from your diaphragm, through the lungs, out through your mouth. Again, inhale through your nose and mouth, or you could inhale through your nose here as well. And exhale. Try to push that air out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale and walk your hands in, sitting back onto your heels. Again, check in with how you're feeling. And we're going to stay here for about 5 breaths. Shoulders down. Try not to allow the shoulders to roll forward. Chin towards your neck, pulling your skull back. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. I don't know if you guys experience it. I personally do. I like to call it yoga roll down, which is depending on your pants, if they kind of get more stretched out as you go along with yoga, they might sag down or maybe even scrunch down or roll down. I get that. I get the yoga pant roll down phenomenon all the time. So if you need to take a break and like readjust, you go right ahead. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, press the arms back, simultaneously fold forward, allowing the shoulders to round downward. Again, breathe deeply. Inhale, come all the way back up, reach up. And exhale, fold with your hands reaching to the top of the mat. Inhale, all fours. And again, exhale, downward facing dog. I don't know whose idea it was, you guys. I don't know who came up with it, but okay, can I just take a break and show you something real quick? Do you see this? Do you see? This is a yoga shirt. I don't know if we're doing just mostly meditating with these shirts on, but seriously, inversion and bib, the combination it doesn't compute, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't. And then the roll down pants, seriously, people, I think that we all need super comfy onesies that are like blanket shaped, but still stay put. Could that even be such a thing? I don't know. Let's go ahead and walk the dog. You guys tell me, what do you think? Do we need like blanket style onesies that stay in place? Let's get with the times. You know what I mean? All right, inhale, hold, downward facing dog. Exhale, knees to the mat. Hips to your heels. This time, I want you to see if you can keep your fingertips reaching towards the top of the mat. See how you feel here. Does it feel like you've kind of loosened up a little bit more into your shoulders? Are you able to breathe more easily, inhaling through your nose? Two more breaths. Inhale to all fours. And this time as you exhale, I want you to round through into cat. Start to take the right knee towards your right arm and hold for just a couple breaths. And release the right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, left knee comes in towards your left arm. Inhale, exhale, release. Now this time, inhale, exhale, really round through into cat and start to take the right knee to your right arm and step the right foot to just outside of your right hand. So your right foot is turned out slightly to about a 45-degree angle. Inhale, exhale. See if you can take your right hand further forward. And we're going to hold here this time for 10 breaths. Five more breaths. Inhale, exhale, bring the right hand back in and return the right knee to starting position. Inhale, exhale, round deeply through into cat. Take the left knee to your left arm and step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Again, with your foot turned out to a 45-degree angle. Inhale, exhale, reach the left hand further forward and hold here for 10 breaths. Five more breaths. Inhale, exhale, return the left hand, return the left knee. Inhale, exhale, round through to cat. From here, curl the toes under, knees and hips, come up to downward facing dog. And let's see if we can turn ourselves into a lampshade. Inhale, exhale, walk your hands back to your toes, coming into forward fold. Lampshade. Inhale through your nose, relax the back of your neck. Exhale through your mouth. See if you can start to lengthen the legs a little bit more without forcing it. I want you to feel as though you're hinging and hanging forward loosely like a rag doll. Try not to allow the fact that your shirt may or may not be threatening to suffocate you. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, clasp your elbows. Now gently swing from side to side like a very animated lampshade, with the shade conveniently falling off because gravity is our friend. Inhale, exhale, tuck in the tailbone, bend the knees slightly, pull the lampshade back down and come all the way up to standing, and if you need to, all the while adjusting your wardrobe malfunction. Inhale, arms come up, slight standing back bend, really opening into your neck as much as possible, and exhale, come back to your lampshade. Inhale, walk your hands forward, returning to downward facing dog. Exhale, knees to the mat, hips to heels, adjusting the wardrobe malfunction all the time if you need to, coming back to child's rest for 10 breaths this time. Excuse me, you guys. Right now, I also am suffering from the microphone digging into the neck condition. It's chronic. I don't know quite what to do to fix it, but it just jams in there. It just jams in there. Inhale, come back to all fours. Exhale, downward facing lampshade, dog, downward facing dog. And again, walk the lampshade, walk the dog, rolling through your feet, creating that nice dynamic stretch for your feet, calves, ankles, all the way into the hamstrings. Really lengthen into your spine. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Walk the hands back in. Inhale, exhale. Clasp your elbows and gently swing from side to side. So as you can see, I have microphone pointing and threatening to jab into my eye malfunction. I apologize if it sounds like my microphone is being walked upon by a little fuzzy caterpillar. Inhale, hold. Exhale, arms down, bend the knees. Adjust the lampshade. Adjust the malfunction. Inhale, arms up. Gentle back bend. And exhale, fold. Inhale, walk the hands forward, back to downward facing lampshade. Exhale, knees to the mat. And again, take the right foot forward this time. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can take the right hand further forward and see if you can start to take the right elbow down into the mat. You should feel a very deep stretch into the back of that right leg. Inhale, lift up. Come back to all fours. And exhale, take the left foot forward. Again, see if you can take the left hand further forward and see if you can come down to the elbow. Getting a nice stretch into the back of that leg, into the hip. Inhale, press up. Exhale, all fours. Inhale, exhale, come back to child's rest. All the while fixing the wardrobe malfunction as need be. And again, I apologize for this thing digging in. Focus on your breathing. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, inhale, exhale. Let's go ahead and step the right foot between the hands this time and lift up very slowly and carefully. Wardrobe malfunction fixed. All right, go ahead and turn to look to the left very carefully without falling over to make sure that the left heel is lined up with the sit bone, dropping down, hands on your hips, elbows towards your rib cage, eyes are soft. Inhale, exhale. Now see if you can start to drive that back heel into the mat. All 10 toes coming forward. Inhale, exhale. See if you can take the right hand behind your back so you're reaching your fingertips over towards your left side waist. And see if you can take the left hand reaching to the opposite side. Now, the objective, and this is entirely up to you. Remember, listen to your body and keep in mind that we all have good days, bad days, tight days, sad days, achy days, creaky joints days, popping joints days. So if you're like that today, hands on your hips. That's perfectly fine. Even if you're normally a little looser into your shoulders, really listen to your body. I'm going to go ahead and turn so that you can see a little bit more clearly. I want you to see if you can start to take your fingertips in towards the elbows, breathing deeply. See if you can bend that front leg just a little bit more. Inhale, exhale. Drive the heel down a little more if you can. Lengthen the right leg. See if you can fold forward halfway and hold. Feeling that stretch into the back of the right leg, releasing into the shoulders. Inhale, lift the shoulders over the hips. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, exhale, quarter turn over to the left. And just like we practiced last week, we're going to go right into our sunflowers, hinging at the knees, hinging at the hips, scooping through with those arms, getting lots of oxygen and blood flow to the extremities. 4 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, arms halfway down, and turn to the front of the mat, hands to your hips. Inhale, exhale, bend the front leg, hands to the mat. Inhale, step back, downward facing lampshade or downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, knees to the mat, hips to heels, readjusting back to child's rest for 5 breaths. Inhale, come back to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Take the left foot to the outside of the right hand. See if you can sink the hips down a little bit more. Inhale, step back. Downward facing dog. Exhale, right foot to the outside of the right hand. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, take the left foot between your hands. Inhale, lift back up. Again, yoga wardrobe malfunction. All right, so go ahead and see if you can keep all 10 toes coming forward, bending the knees, arms by your side. See if you can take your left arm around behind your back, reaching the fingertips to your right side waist. See if you can take your right arm behind your back, clasping and reaching for the elbows. Now, I want you to see if you can drive that back heel down, lengthening the leg back. Lengthen the front leg and fold. Breathe deeply. Take your time here. Inhale, lift the shoulders over your hips, arms released by your side, bend that front leg. And quarter turn over to the right. Inhale, sunflowers, reach up. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, exhale, release the arms down, quarter turn to the front, bend that leg, fold forward, inhale, exhale, step back, downward facing dog, inhale, exhale, knees to the mat, hips reach back towards the heels, returning to child's rest for 5 breaths. Inhale, come back to all fours. And from here, exhale, cross the ankles, roll back to a simple seated cross-legged position. So a little note about lion's roar, normally that is a hatha yoga posture, exercise, form of breathing, etc. I would say that yes, it's fine to kind of combine a little bit of hatha element here and there. I would suggest, however, not really combining more vigorous forms of yoga with hatha yoga, just because your body can start to adapt a little bit more to hatha, which could create some problems for the more vigorous forms of yoga. So listen to your body, be patient with yourselves. You know, I would caution, if you would rather remain in child's roar. We have kids playing outside. It's got me thinking. If you would rather stay with lion's roar today, I would caution that that is a lot of forced exhalations, contraindicative. You know, we've been kind of focusing on that a lot lately. If you have low blood pressure, high blood pressure, if you have a history of passing out, blacking out, probably not a good idea to really practice that very frequently or for a very long period of time. Of course, as always, consult a physician before jumping into anything. You know, all jokes aside, again, we must pay attention to what our bodies are doing and always make sure to get advice from a physician. I'm not a physician. I'm merely a yoga instructor. patience and thoughtfulness when it comes to yoga are of extreme importance. So let's go ahead and roll the shoulders back slightly, ever so slightly. So you're just kind of barely tipping back. Again, listen to your body. If you find that you're feeling faint, lightheaded, consult a physician, especially as we're going into this next posture. Go ahead and start to use your arms to lift the heels just over the mat, balancing back on your sit bones, back on your sacrum. And I want you to draw your navel in fairly tight. At the same time as you're holding your legs in, I want you to maintain a bend for your elbows. You're keeping your shoulders down and locked in place, engaging into the upper back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now you're going to release the heels into the mat. Let's take the left foot in front of the right foot. So you're staggering your feet. So our objective is to try to get the knees lined up as much as possible with the hips. Inhale and exhale. See if you can take your hands further forward. If you would like to use yoga blocks underneath your knees for extra support, you may, of course, certainly feel free to do so. There's also the option of using a pair of platform shoes, as long as they have a flat bottom to them and a substantial flat bottom to those platform shoes. Those could make a great alternative to a yoga block. You could add books or stacked blankets under your knees. This should just feel like you have a gentle opening into your hips here. Nothing extreme. There should be no pain. There's no sharp pain. Sharp pains, walk the hands in. Come back to simple seated cross-legged position instead. Those are your options. And so we're going to go ahead and remain here for an extra 5 breaths. Inhale, walk your hands in. And exhale, go ahead and cross the other ankle over, and you're going to tip back. Fingertips wrapped around the shins or ankles. Pull the shoulders down and back. Again, engaging into the upper back. And inhale, exhale. Now you're going to take the right foot in front of the left this time. And see if you can take the hands further forward. Coming back into our adept's pose. And if you're noticing that you have one side that's a little bit tighter than the other, that's perfectly normal. And go ahead and sink into that posture as you may. Listen to your body. Breathing into that low back, allowing the back to expand upon every inhalation and exhalation. Inhale, walk your hands in. Gather your knees together, exhaling, and begin to use the strength of your arms to come to the center of the mat. Reach your arms forward. One vertebrae at a time takes you all the way down into a nice, comfortable supine position. And go ahead and bring your hands to your abdomen, feeling the rise and fall of your abdomen upon each breath. And go ahead and windshield wiper those knees from side to side. And take your heels closer to your hips. From here, arms down by your side, pressing through your heels. Inhale. Exhale, tuck in the tailbone. Start to lift the hips up ever so slightly. And inhale, release the hips down. Again, inhale, exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release 2 more times. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. And inhale. Now from here, exhale. See if you can lift the hips all the way up as high as you can get them to go, and either stay here or roll the shoulders under, interlacing your fingers, coming all the way into bridge. For today, we have the option of lifting up onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels up. And carefully release the heels down. Release your hands, release the shoulders. 1 vertebrae at a time releases the hips all the way down to the mat. From here, go ahead and take the right knee to your chest. Foot is flexed, followed by the left knee. Both feet nice and flexed, toes spread wide. Inhale. Exhale. Start to draw your chin towards your chest and or wrap your arms around your knees. This is a great alternative for plow pose, especially for those of you that may have some form of back concerns like bulging disc, like degenerative disc disease, any herniated disc, subluxations. If you need to use one hand to kind of support the back of your head here, you can. And carefully release. All right, go ahead and slide out the right heel followed by your left. We're going to start to make our way into Shavasana. Now, for the purposes of this video, I am only going to guide you through Shavasana for 5 breaths. If, of course, you would rather remain in corpse pose for a more extended period of time, you may certainly feel free to do so. Go ahead and start to allow your eyes to drift closed with eyes soft, and releasing any tension from your fingertips traveling down to your toes. Really think about letting go of and silencing any remaining strenuous thoughts. Feel as though your mind is drifting towards the sky and your body is sinking deep within the earth. Let go and focus only on your breathing. And we have the option of wiggling the fingertips and toes by coming back into our environment. Slide in your right heel, followed by your left. Take your arm by your ear and roll over onto your corresponding side so that your head is resting against your arm for support into fetal position. Eyes remain closed. Begin to use the strength of your arms to come all the way up and allow your eyes to drift open. Coming back to simple seated cross-legged position. So we do have the option of coming into adepts pose, one side or the other, or you could alternate for a few breaths. It's entirely up to you. Or if you would like to come to half lotus, or if you'd like to come all the way into lotus and you're feeling like your hips have opened up quite a bit today, that's another option. Go ahead and bring your palms up into your lap. Index finger to thumb. Soften your eyes. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth and start to allow your eyes to drift closed. We're going to remain here for about 15 breaths. Go ahead and allow your eyes to open. Go ahead and spread your fingers nice and wide. And go ahead and inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, release the arms down. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach up. And bring your palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And again, all jokes aside, whatever your body makes you feel better in doing, do it. You know, like, don't do things that actually cause you pain. You know, I always like to say, if it hurts, don't do it. And I'm serious, though. It's very, very important to tune into what your body is doing. And if you have any concerns regarding yoga or any of the postures that we've done today, talk to a physician. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop those down below in the comments section. Thanks again, everybody. Peace, and have a beautiful rest of your week.